you so much for joining me. If you haven't been here before, my name is Tracy and this is a DIY upcycling channel. And today I want to work on a jean jacket. Okay, so a lot of us have seen jean jackets with pearls sewn on, right? Well, I've seen a lot of that too, but I was watching 90 Day Fiancé the other way, and there's a beautiful lady, her name is Shekinah, and she was on the tell-all. She had a beautiful evening gown on, and in between the breaks, she must have been chilly. She'd go to the back room and she'd throw on this light wash, oversized jean jacket that had pearls on the sleeves just from this seam to this seam. And I thought it was such a brilliant idea. It looked so fun with her evening gown just in the back, and it would be good year-round, all 4 seasons. It would be good for almost any sort of casual, semi-dressy. We're boaters, and I could totally see wearing something like this on the boat. You know, it starts to get a little breezy, a little cooler at night. Okay, so I had to have one, and I'm going to make one. Now, it's oversized. Mine is a men's XL. Let me get my glasses. Sometimes you want to know the brand. Saugatuck is the name. I got this pre-owned on eBay. It was $16 plus shipping, but I loved those big pockets. I loved the wash. I loved the oversized size. And it's not super heavy and stiff like a lot of jean jackets are. So I'll quit talking so much. I want to do a little distressing, a little bleaching, and a lot of sewing on of pearls. So let's get to it. Okay, so I want to do a little distressing for interest. So I bought it's a Dremel type tool. It's actually a cordless rotary tool, and it's not a Dremel brand, but I'm calling it a Dremel because it's that type of tool, and it has all kinds of different little parts, but it has a sander on it. If you haven't seen them before, you probably have. But this brand is Ganova. I got it on Amazon. I'll put the link in my description. It was only $21.99 because I didn't know if I was going to like it or how it's going to work. I've done a little experimenting on some scrap denim. I think it's going to be great. So let's start distressing. Okay, I am going to start distressing. This is the back of the jacket down at the bottom. But if I lay it flat, like on a cutting board or something, I feel like the very edge will be the only thing that distresses. So I want to wad up. I have a pair of scrap denim jeans. I'm going to roll them into not a ball, but a roll, so that it can go under here and catch more of the side of the sander. Okay, so here's the back of my jacket. Here's the center. And I think I want to do sort of a rectangle distressing there. So I am going to lay my rolled up jeans right there. And I'm going to give this a shot. This is cordless. I've had it charging. Has 3 different settings. I went to the high one. Okay, so I went a little deep and made a hole. That's why I started on the back. I could always patch that from behind with a little piece of denim, but I'm going to maybe turn this way and continue. Maybe I won't mind that hole. I'll have to wait and see. Okay, I think that's good. And then when I wash it and dry it, that'll fray even more. That's all I want, is just a simple little distressing. I don't want this destroyed and crazy. And now I'm going to do a few other areas. Now I'm still on the back. I think I'm going to do a little patch right up here. Now this is messy. I've seen videos where it recommends that you wear a mask because of all these fibers. Okay, so the back, I have this little spot right there, and I have this subtle little spot here. Now I want to do some on the front. Okay, so on the front, I'm just taking my tailor's chalk and drawing out 2 rectangles. I think I'll do one right here, distress inside that. Now I'm going to wash this and this will come out. And then I think down on the lower front, right here. Okay, here are my 2 areas on the front. Now the only other distressing I'm going to do on this jacket is distress the bottom here. And what I'm going to use is a cutting board and a box cutter. Mine is a Slice brand box cutter. I'll put an Amazon link to it if you're interested, but any box cutter will do. And all I do, let me bring you in a little closer. Okay, here's the bottom of my jacket. Now this will shake the camera, but I want to show you, I just basically rip up the bottom. And you don't have to, I see a lot of videos where people take tweezers and things to try to get that to fray. Mine fray in the washer and dryer. I don't ever bother with that sort of thing. Okay, that's all the distressing I'm going to do. Now I'm going to take it upstairs and do a little bit of bleaching. Okay, I'm using pure bleach, poured it in a bowl, and I have a white rag. You don't want anything with color. It could transfer color to your garment. And I am just going to bleach a patch here and a patch here on the front. Okay, so I have my rag pretty saturated. You know, can't guarantee your garment will bleach. I don't know if this one will. They're all different. Sometimes they bleach really fast. Sometimes they don't bleach at all. It's always a surprise. I will not let this sit on here for over 10 minutes because I don't want it to eat into that fabric. So even if it hasn't bleached in 10 minutes, I rinse it and wash it anyway. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over. And on the back, I'm just going to come up the center a little bit. Okay, I don't know if you can see or not, but it's starting to bleach. It's been about 4 minutes. I'm going to let this sit on here about 3 more minutes. I'm going to rinse it well in my laundry room sink, put it in the washer on a regular cycle, warm soapy water, and then I'm going to put it in the dryer. That will clean up all that bleach and get all these distressed areas nice and frayed. And then I will come back and we'll start on the pearls. Okay, it's out of the washer and dryer. And it's exactly like I wanted it to be. Just a few subtle details. Now I'm going to start sewing pearls on the arms. Okay, here are the pearl type beads that I have. And they're assorted sizes, but they vary subtly. I don't have a drastically small or drastically large. They're similar in size. And these are mainly from Thrifted necklaces that I just cut over time and a couple recently for this project. Okay, I want to show you something that I've learned from experience. There are basically, I find two types of pearl type necklaces when I thrift and things like that. One is shiny and sort of lustrous, and one is just plastic. Well, you would think you want the shiny, lustrous ones, right? But the problem with these is that's just a coating that will come off in your wash machine. And how you can tell if they're coated is you can scratch the surface with like a needle or a tool, and you'll see scratches very easily in it. Or look at the hole. I don't know if you can see that. You can see the layers of coating typically by the hole. Now, plastic, these hold up wonderfully in the wash. They don't initially start as beautiful, but they get the point across. They're still lovely on a jean jacket. Okay. Now I'm going to use off-white thread. This is just all-purpose polyester thread from Coats & Clark, nothing fancy. And I took a needle, small enough to get through the holes of the pearls, and doubled it and knotted the thread at the bottom. And now I'm going to start down here at the bottom. And I think I'll show you along the way how these are looking. I'm just going underneath, coming up, choosing a pearl, feeding it through the hole, and going back in fairly close to where I came out. The closer you get to that hole, the less you can see the thread on the outside. I'm thinking my pearls will be about an inch, inch and a half apart. Okay, so I went through there once, going to come back in, and I am going to go through each pearl at least 3 times. Okay, now that I have this pearl done, I am going to knot it twice in the back. Okay, this is where I ended the last pearl. Now that it's knotted, I can move over to the next pearl without having to clip that off. And I think I'll go about right there. And maybe find a smaller little pearl. And sew that 3 times. Okay, this will take me hours, but it's one of my favorite things to do. I will just leave this sitting upstairs by my favorite spot on the couch, and I will probably only pull this out when I'm bored watching TV. I tend to get a little antsy needing to do something with my hands while I'm sitting there. So I will just relax, binge watch my favorite show. I've been watching MasterChef these days, and get both those sleeves sewn on, and I will show you progression along the way. Okay, here it is all done. What a fun jacket. It's almost like a pretty comfy blanket because it's so oversized and nice. Now, to launder this, what I would do is button it up, turn it inside out, and I have a hand wash setting on my wash machine, so I would do it in a hand wash, or you might have delicate, something like that, and I would line dry it. I will slow it down. I'll probably put it on my mannequin so I can give you a nice close-up, and I thank you so much for watching.